Hello everyone, today it's me Samrah. Today I'll be taking you to India in the virtual tour of India from the comfort of your homes. Jammu is known as the city of temples, but there's a lot more to see, like open valleys, blue sky, and snow-capped mountains. At the center of Jammu, there's a famous Raghunath temple, which people come to visit from far off places. This temple belongs to Lord Rama, who people of the Dora community worship the most. Apart from that, this temple has statues of other gods as well, and this is considered to be the largest temple complex of North India, which took about 25 years to build. Now let's go to Mubarak Mandi Palace, which was once the royal residence of Dogra king. This complex has many palaces, buildings, courtyards, and a Dogra art museum too. Its elegant architecture attracts many tourists, and therefore it's one of the important heritage sites of Jammu. It's almost sunset now, and we have seen many spiritual places. Now we should go to some place where we can just relax. Let's go to the iconic Bahu Fort's Bage Bahu Garden. Along the banks of Tavi River, this Bahu Fort is 3000 years old. Its architecture is obviously worth watching, but also the most attractive thing here is the Bage Bahu Garden. This garden is a sight to behold, combining the peaceful aura with sprawling lawns, grand fountains, a beautiful lake, and a large aquarium. It has everything. Many locals and tourists come here to spend a peaceful and relaxing evening. Now let's have a glimpse at our next stop. It's Ladakh. The beautiful snowy passages of Ladakh have a charm that no place in the world has, not even Switzerland. The scenic roads, the fluttering colorful prayer flags, the throttle from the bullets, and those snow-capped mountains. Whether this is a place or heaven, no one is yet able to tell. Next, let's go to Zanskar River. Raft at Zanskar River or take Chadar trek in winter. Due to being designed as military camps, these are very basic and only essentials. Stay at the Gold Rock Saju Base Camp. Due to being at a high altitude, this place was much cooler during the day and froze at night. A city where you will get tired, but places to explore will never end. So let's sit back and enjoy this beautiful virtual tour of India's Pink City. Guess what's our next stop? Yes, our next stop is Jaipur. This city is 268 kilometers away from Delhi. Jaipur is known for its culture, big forts, monuments, and temples. And I don't want to miss anything. So let's explore it together. So let's start off with Jaipur's most iconic Hawa Mahal. This 300-year-old palace, Hawa Mahal, is also called the Palace of Winds, which has total 953 jharokos, which is also called small windows that keep Hawa Mahal cool with a breeze. Our next stop is City Palace, which is just beside the Hawa Mahal. If you are going to Jaipur, there's no way you can miss it, because even today, the royal family of Jaipur stays here. So if you want to experience the Rajasthani royal culture and their way of living, then City Palace is the perfect place for you. Going there will make you feel like you have come to another world, which is filled with royalty and elegance. Now let's move to our next stop, which is Nahargarh Fort. In this fort, many films like Jodha Akbar, Rang De Basanti have been shot. And from here, you get the view of the entire Jaipur city. Just soak in the view. I have heard that the Birla Mandir is quite famous here. Come on, so let's go there. At first, I wasn't too sure about coming here, but it gives you so much peace just being here. After all, some relaxation is also important in the journey. Birla Mandir is considered to be the most beautiful temple in Jaipur. This is devoted to Lord Vishnu, whose entire structure is built with white marbles. So if you also feel like spending time in peace, then I think this is the place to be at. Next is Amer Fort. This is another fort of Jaipur, which is very famous and extremely beautiful. At one time, this fort was home to the Rajput ruler Maharaja Man Singh. To reach the entrance at the top, you can either walk uphill, ride on elephant's back, go by jeep or golf cart, or even take your own vehicle. While you're here, you simply can't afford to miss the light and sound show, which starts at 6:30 in the evening. During this time, this entire fort is lit with different colored lights, and that itself is a unique experience. Now let's move to our next stop, which is Delhi. Let's start with Red Fort, that is Lal Killa. This magnificent Lal Killa has its own special place in Delhi. Not only because on Independence Day, PM holds the flag here, but also because it's one of the city's culturally and historically rich monuments. At one time, it was a royal residence of Mughal emperors, which has many museums and palaces inside it. Built with red sandstone, this beautiful architecture still looks so attractive to people that whenever we are near Chandni Chowk, we can't take our eyes off it. Now let's go and see Delhi's wonder, which is the tallest brick minaret at the world at a height of 72.5 meters. Yes, we are talking about the tallest UNESCO World Heritage Site, Qutub Minar. Located in Mehrauli, Qutub Minar has 379 stairs which lead to the top. Though it's a different thing that visitors are now not allowed to go to the top due to some past incidents. But for now, we can virtually travel. Qutub Minar is built delicately. In fact, many people say that it has some verses from Quran written over it. There are more such hidden mysteries of Qutub Minar that make this place much more interesting. Now let's move on to our next stop, which is India Gate. When we are talking about Delhi's iconic places and we don't talk about India Gate, this can't happen. Though any Delhite may have not seen Red Fort or Qutub Minar, but there's no way that no one has seen India Gate yet. This 42 meters high India Gate pays homage to over 80,000 soldiers who we lost during the First World War. Going there on family picnics and having fun in the lush green lawns, on going around with friends and saluting Amar Jawan Jyoti, whose flame is lit all day, all night. We have done it all. And therefore, India Gate holds a prominent place in our hearts. Now let's go towards the largest Hindu temple in the world, Akshardham Temple, a place where art, architecture, peace, and nature, you can witness everything. This temple's grandeur is worth watching. This temple has 20,000 statues of divine figures of India. There's a huge Sarovar garden for parikramas, which is 3,000 feet long path also. And above all, the most important is the fountain show, which is called the Circle of Life. This show is organized every evening. At that time, the aura of this place is very different. Our next stop is Humayun's tomb. We all have been considering Taj Mahal to be the most beautiful and iconic monument, but do you know that the inspiration behind its making was Humayun's tomb? Humayun's tomb is India's first garden tomb and also the first one to be made of red sandstones in India. Even after many years, this place is so well maintained that today it's one of the popular photography spots in the city. During evening when this place is lit up, then nothing can look more beautiful than that. Now let's go towards our Delhi's final destination, Jama Masjid. This is in Old Delhi, therefore there's no way that you have not seen the star attraction. These old Delhi lanes, Chandni Chowk's market, and nearby eateries add a different old city charm to Jama Masjid. This is considered the biggest mosque of India, which can accommodate 25,000 devotees at a time. If there's a state that's known for its happy people and its warmth, then it's Punjab, which has the iconic mustard fields, decades-old monuments, their rich history, India's biggest and famous religious spots, bhangra eating spots, that lassi, and not to forget the exciting Punjabi rituals. Everything has its own essence. Come on, if not on road trip right now, we are taking you from the comfort of your home to Punjab, and let's do your virtual tour of its cities. Let's start with a city of patriotism and spirituality, Amritsar, a city where lies all Punjabis and Sikhs honor and pride, Golden Temple. If someone visits Punjab, that's very rare that they don't go and take blessings from the Golden Temple. It's the holiest and most celebrated place in Amritsar. And if you visit Golden Temple, then near it lies city's iconic and oldest Bharawada Dhaba, where you should not miss eating food. Amritsar has many other places to explore, like Jallianwala Bagh, Sri Durgyana Mandir, markets, and also some well-known Punjabi restaurants. And yes, you can also go to Wagah border from Amritsar. Now let's go to Punjab's capital, Chandigarh, which is also called City Beautiful. It's one of the cleanest cities of the country, where you get flavors of everything between modernity and antiquity. This city is known for its famous and beautiful tourist spots, like Rock Garden, Sukhna Lake, Zakir Hussain Rose Garden, Pajaw Garden, and many more, where you can spend some good fun time with your family and friends. Also, its Sector 22 market will remind you of the Delhi's Karol Bagh market, which is known for its ethnic wear shops, restaurants, and street food. Next city on our list is Jalandhar, which purely flaunts the culture of Punjab. When it's about exploring Punjab, there's no way that we miss Jalandhar. Let's go to another important city of Punjab, Ludhiana. If you want to see the lifestyle of Punjabi locals and rural life, then this is the place for you. There are monuments, wildlife, and many other interesting places like Lodi Fort, Fleur Fort, amusement park called Harry's World, and Museum of Rural Life. Ludhiana also accounts for 90% of the country's woolen hosiery industry, which has its own demand in many foreign countries. As we talk about Punjabi food, then Ludhiana's lassi and street food is so tasty that you won't stop licking your fingers. Our next stop is one of the beautiful cities of Punjab, Patiala. Here you can see different architectural styles on monuments like Mughal, Rajput, and of course Punjab. The city has many things to offer. Patiala is famous for the generous Patiala peg of whiskey, pulkari, traditional salwar suits, pagdi, and paranda. Its Patiala jutti and variety is famous all over India. Some of the places that you can visit in Patiala are its markets, Moti Bagh Palace, Kali Mata Mandir, Bahadurgarh Fort, and Sheesh Mahal Palace. Now let's move on to Maharashtra, where we'll see Shaniwar Wada. The rich history and culture of this city makes this place so special. Well, have you seen the movie Bajirao Mastani? If you have, then you must have heard the name of Shaniwar Wada. This 286-year-old mansion is the most popular tourist destination. This was once the residence of Peshwas, as it was built by Peshwa Bajirao himself. As you walk inside, you notice the rustic walls, beautiful lawns, and the smell of old world charm that makes the structure such a historic landmark of the city. JM Road in Pune is another lifeline. There's a lot to explore here, from eateries and shopping lanes and hangout spots as well. But we are going to do one of the most best place of this area, and one of them is Sambhaji Park. This park dates back all the way to 1951, and a lot of events and gatherings take place around here. This park is like a go-to palace for most of the residents. Everyone from kids to elders come here to witness the greenery. Now let's head to another specialty of this place, which is Balgandharva Rang Mandir. A lot of punkers come to this place to watch plays and performance, and it's a great cultural spot for this city. Now let's head to the heart of the city, which is MG Road. This place gives you a true sense of the city's bustle, and there's a very famous shopping market in Pune, and there's nothing that you wouldn't find over here. Now let's move on to our next stop, Hampi in Karnataka. Underground Shiva temple, which is 100 years old and is underground and excavated. The moment you enter this temple, you would feel like you have entered a period drama film set. It's a very calm atmosphere inside, and the temple is made from stone, so it feels quite cold and nice when you walk barefoot. We saw a lot of intricate things. It was 20-minute trek up, but binding ironically. The natural things seemed to be more better than a man-made city. We spent some time just watching the sunset, staring into the horizon. Our next stop in Hampi is the Hippie Island. The best way to reach the island is via a 5-minute boat ride across the Tungabhadra river that will cost you just rupees 50. And you can boat on the Vriksha temple in Hampi. You'll find a lot of backpackers and foreigners in Hippie Island, and here, just like in Goa, you can take part in jump circles or even get dreadlocks made in your hair to blend in.